towards the left, one line out there. Good morning, esteemed dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. You are all welcome to the World Shea Expo 2025. My name is Chris Amponsasaki of Geba, and I'll be the MC for the day. Please, shall we bow down our heads for a short prayer? Our most gracious Father, we thank you this morning. We give you all the praise and we give you all the glory. We thank you, O God, for your presence with us this morning. We ask that you superintend over all that we are about to do over here and grant us success. This we ask in the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and all shall say amen. Amen. We've already turned this place into a church. It's important that we acknowledge the presence of some key dignitaries who are in our midst this morning. And please permit me to mention their names in no particular order. We have with us here this morning Honorable Ali Adolf John, who is the Northern Regional Minister. Please, shall we appreciate him? We also have in our midst Honorable Eric Amengo, Deputy Director Research, Monitoring and Evaluation, COCO Board. We also have in our midst Dr. Peter Buama Otokono, Director, Presidential Initiative for Agriculture and Agribusiness. Please help me out for me. And please permit me to be biased here. Please, let's appreciate my own boss, the CEO of GEPA, Lawyer Francis Kojo Kwatin Atta. Please, let's give it up for him. I also have my deputy CEO here, the person of Mr. Ambrose Insaka, who is the deputy CEO in charge of operations and administration. We also have with us here this morning Professor Abukari Al-Hassan, who is the West Africa Center for Shea Innovation and Research from UDS. We also have with us the chairman of the National Planning Committee of the World Shea Expo 2025, in the person of Mr. Alexander Dajawa of GEPA. Please, shall we appreciate him? At this point, we'll zoom in straight into the program, and then, as and when time will permit, we'll acknowledge the presence of every dignitary present. We are going to receive a welcome message from the CEO of GEPA in the person of Lawyer Francis Kojo Kwatin Atta. Please, shall we appreciate him as he watches the program.
Honorable Northern Regional Minister Ali Adolf, Peter Boama of Tokomo, PhD, Director of the Presidential Initiatives in Agriculture and Agribusiness at the Office of the President, representatives of invited institutions, CEOs of institutions and agencies, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Before I reflect on you, my speech, I noticed that the MC kept mentioning Geba, and I was asking myself, how many of us in this house knows Geba? Well, Geba simply stands for the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. As my senior brother will say, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority is for short and GEPA is for long. On behalf of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, I warmly welcome you all to the official launching of the second edition of the Global Shea Expo 2025. Today marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to further enhance the transformation of the shea industry in Ghana. As we are preparing to implement the second edition of this important expo, dedicated to the development and promotion of the shea value chain for increased employment and revenue generation, we should reflect on the strong foundation laid by the inaugural edition held last year. The maiden edition laid a perfect foundation for what promises to be an annual event on the calendar of economic activities in Northern region. Indeed, the enthusiasm and collaboration from all stakeholders in making it a success has demonstrated that with a concerted effort and a little more attention being focused on the sector, the shea industry can become a solid catalyst for inclusive and sustainable development in Ghana. This year's Expo could not have come at a better time, as it is fully and strategically aligned with His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama's vision of accelerated export development, of which the agricultural and agribusiness sectors are key components. This bold agenda aims to diversify our export base, increase non-traditional export earnings, and improve the global competitiveness of value-added Ghanaian products, with the shea sector standing out as one of the priority sectors of government as far as value addition and employment are concerned. Through this Expo, we hope to focus special attention on the remaining challenges that the sector faces, support from governments and the private sector to solve them in order that the full potential of the shea is harnessed for national economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, research shows that only about 40% of available shea nuts in the world are currently being picked or harvested for processing. This means that a staggering 60% of this natural resource is lost annually. Now, what this means is after the fruit is harvested, it is left in the wild. The shea producers are only able to move about 40% to their factories. Now, by the time they come back the following day to deal with the remaining ones, the natural owners of the farm, the forest themselves have dealt with it. Hence, it is the duty of you and I to see how we can come together to make sure that those in the shea value chain, especially the producers, are able to have the complement of at least 80% of the fruits to their factories, then we will know that we are in business. Ladies and gentlemen, this narrative must change. The focus of the Expo will be in 3 parts. The exhibition of Shea products, as you can see on my right hand, and seminars on important topics, as well as export clinics to be organized, especially for the young people, so they will be attracted to build their careers in the sector. On this note, I am happy to say that myself and my deputies at the Export Promotion Authorities are very soon going to roll out a program that we are youth in exports, and the exporting or the dealing of Shea will be one of the key initiatives. Let me take this opportunity at this juncture to His Excellency the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, whose support has been instrumental in steering national focus towards the development of the Shea sector. His vision for the export sector is unmatched, and we are happy that with his support, the sector will become a key contributor to the non-traditional program. I look forward to a very successful launch and the subsequent organization of the main event in September 2025. Thank you and welcome.
Please, we can do that. Let's put our hands together for. In fact, when I leave here, one of the things I'm going to be doing is to start with my pursuit for a PhD. Because once you have a PhD, you'll always get a mention. And you'll always be acknowledged at gatherings. Thank you very much once again, Lawyer Francis Kojokwante and CEO of Keynote. We now will take a remark from Golden Tree Limited, SGTL. Please, shall we put our hands together for SGTL as we walk to the podium.
Thank you very much, MC. On behalf of Savannah Golden Tree, I'm here to make a remark for the board chair of Savannah Golden Tree, Alhaji Isufu Imoro Al-Hassan. But my name is Eric Banya, so I'm only doing this. I'm reading this particular speech on his behalf. Good morning, distinguished guests, partners, members of the media, fellow friends in the Shea industry. It's a pleasure to welcome you all as we officially begin the journey to the World Shea Expo 2025, which is happening in Tamale, September 2nd to September 4th. Let me begin with a heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the President's support for this project in particular and the Shea sector at large is nothing short of inspiring. The President's commitment to reviving the Bupe Shea factory is not just about infrastructure, but it's also and a better future for our women and the youth. It signals hope, it signals action, and it sets the tone for a lasting socio-economic transformation of the Savannah regions. We are deeply grateful for your leadership and your belief in our people, Mr. President. As the main organizer, Savannah Golden Tree brings both expertise to drive this movement forward with deep roots in the Shea industry, with a track record of empowering rural women and
Al-Hassan Bukari, President Kokoshi. Al-Hassan Bukari, President of Kokoshi. Please, let's see you. And then we also have Hamid Mumuni, Upper West Chief Farmer in our midst. Thank you very much, sir. And then lastly, we have Nana Bass, a Shea farmer in the Oti region. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At this juncture, I will call on the rep for the Northern Development Authority to deliver her speech. Thank you. So I please put our hands together as she walks the podium.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, Mr. Chairman, head and representatives of partner organizations, friends from the media, all protocol is observed. The Northern Development Authority is proud to partner with the World Shea Expo 2025 as a partner organization. As a government vehicle responsible for the accelerated development of Northern Ghana, we recognize the pivotal role the Shea industry plays in empowering women and youth-led SMEs in the Shea value chain. The NDA, that is the Northern Development Authority, is committed in contributing to the success of this groundbreaking initiative by providing logistics support, including fuel vehicles and drivers, to facilitate groundwork and support the smooth execution of the Expo's activity. Thank you. It is gratifying to state that the World Shea Expo aligns with the authority's strategic mandate to drive economic growth and development in the Northern Ghana. We believe that by empowering women and youth-led SMEs, we can unlock the region's potential and create a lasting impact. We look forward to engaging with all collaborating agencies and relevant stakeholders to explore opportunities for investment and partnership towards advancing initiatives that seek to develop the Shea value chain. We are confident that the Expo will provide a platform, meaningful dialogue, collaboration, and growth. So on this note, I want to assure Dr. Mr. Otukono that we are ready, and we assure you that we work together to ensure that this thing comes to pass. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Jamila. We will still continue with some acknowledgement of dignitaries in our midst this morning. We also have in our midst Mrs. Emma Odame Entry, HR Director, Ghana Enterprise Agency. Please help me rise together for her. At this point, we will take some commitment messages from our partners. If there is any partner here who has a commitment message to deliver, we would please call on you to walk upstage to deliver that commitment message. Thank you very much. Please, shall we put our hands together for
Good morning. Remarked by the President of Kokoshi, Alaja Sambika, the Chairman, distinguished guests, CEOs present, the media, friends of the Shea industry. I am glad that the 2025 World Shea Expo is being launched today. Kokoshi is fully committed to partner Savannah Golden Tree Limited and others to ensure a successful second edition of the World Shea Expo coming on in Tamale this September. We commit to contribute our quota to achieve this success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We will now listen to.
Define the kernel. What is missing here is a tree itself. The tree itself. And you can see that Shea has a lot to offer. And then we, as researchers, academia, our role is to facilitate the research component of this play a leading role in terms of policy advocacy, in terms of research, and all activities that will promote the industry. On behalf of my Vice Chancellor and the whole University for Development Studies, we pledge our support and our commitment, especially to the Office of the President, that we are committed to provide the technical expertise that will be required to run this particular World Share Expo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof. You are the reason why I would like to become a professor one day. At this point, we would like to acknowledge members of the National Planning Committee of the World Share Expo. Please, shall we be outstanding whilst we also receive some of the applause? Yes, please, let's see you. Thank you very much for the very hard work you are doing. The Lord richly bless you. We will take the last commitment message from the Free Zones, Ghana Free Zones Authority. So please, let's welcome the Deputy CEO of Ghana Free Zones Authority. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman of the Expo, wasn't it, Shea, the World Share Expo. Our regional minister, Northern Regional Minister, comrades, all protocols observed. In fact, you can see I'm struggling to put something together. I want to stand on behalf of my chief executive to deliver a short message on this World Expo program. I think we have got an itinerary of how the program is going to be organized internally. And when they brought the itinerary, we got the information only yesterday. Our plan was to actually participate in the real program which is going to take place internally. But I said, no, I have to come and participate briefly to see how the organization is. I take the opportunity to welcome all of us. I mentioned that those of us who are at Free Zones, we represent a special economic zone concept that provides specialized services to people who are prospective investors and come to our economy to, support in the concept of industrialization. We all know about government's commitment in the agri sector. And I think one of the very important things that has been identified is the share. And there are a lot of prospective investors who have shown so much interest in investing in the share industry. And for those of us who are from there, we have taken the opportunity to explain the products that can come out of the share industry. And we have had engagement with a lot of people. I think about last week when I went there, when I went to Japan, we had an Expo 2025. And you go there, you see a miniature of the share tree, a miniature of the cocoa tree. And I think I appreciate the message from the Ghana Cocoa Board. That is very significant. You look at it, most investors now, because of the concept of the gold board, you realize that a lot of investors are showing a lot of interest in cashew, in cocoa, and now in share. And so we are making all the efforts that we can put in place to make sure that at least investors, when they come, they turn their attention there. And I can assure you that in the World Expo, we are going to have some investors who have already put in their applications to invest in that area to participate in the larger expo in the northern region. And more particularly, people look at the concept of share as just a business. It is not just a business. It is something that a lot of people survive on. It is something that creates a lot of livelihood for a lot of people. And then if we look at we in free zones, our concept is to see how we can also create opportunities for people in terms of employment. And so for those who want to invest in the share industry, it's going to be a multiplier where a lot of jobs will be created, particularly for the youth. And these are some of the ripple effects. A lot of people who come down to the south for reasons of Kaya, this concept of share, World Share Expo, when it is done and the opportunities are created, it is likely to curb the issue of Kaya. A lot of people will turn their attention there because they will employ a lot of youth, especially the girl child, and we have opportunities in cities. So I think it's an opportunity to be part of this program, and I want to assure you that Ghana Free Zones is a significant partner. We have started talking to our investors, and we know when they come, they are going to show a lot of interest in investing in the share area. I'm familiar with the Tama and other products that are here. I think in the US market, there's a particular company that produces the shea butter. They started in, in the Upper East. Now they have expanded. You go there and you see a lot of products from the shea. And I think that is so significant. What we encourage them to do is that wherever they produce, they should try as much as possible to indicate that they are products that we produce in Ghana. And that will tell a very good story about the shea. So thank you very much. I'm so grateful to be part of it. But we have something that we have put together, and we share a lot when we meet at the Expo platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Deputy CEO, Ghana Free Zones Authority. We are gradually getting to the apex of this event. The excitement is on, and everybody is happy to know what. The reason why we are gathered here, very soon we'll get to hear that. But before that happens, we have one very last dignitary in our midst who will deliver a remark. And then after that, the main person would come and speak. So please help me welcome the Northern Regional Minister in the person of Honorable Ali Abdul John. A very key partner indeed. Thank you very much, sir, for coming.
Let me stand on the already established protocols so that we can write. The professor just left here. He was without a paper, but I'm not a professor, so pardon me. Distinguished guests, partners in development, members of the media, the cherished stakeholders in this industry. I am with profound pride and joy that I welcome you to this official lunch this morning. We all know that the very official one will be in Tamale. And I am proud to be the host region. And I know that hosting this prestigious event will not only be an honor to our region, affirmation of the strategic role our communities play in Ghana's agricultural future. The theme, which is empowering women and youth-led SMEs in the shared value chain, the role of the government and financial institutions, they speak directly to our lives reality. In the northern region and across Ghana's share belt, women are the pillars of the shared value chain, often bearing the hardest labor with the least reward. Our youth, meanwhile, carry innovation, energy, and a desire to build businesses, but face limited access to capital, training, and market opportunities. We all know very well of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's and the NDC government policy of the 24-hour economy. Let me state it very clear that the share industry will fit very well into that policy. I, as a representative of President in my region, will have serious interest for this share expo. And I can assure you that from the side of the RCC and the entire region of the Northern, we shall do everything possible to let this succeed. We know very well what this means to us as a people. And thankfully enough, we have the institutions, the UDS, where every research can take place concerning the share. We also are lucky in our sister region, that is the Savannah region, we have the share factory there. And so we will have no reason not to get our lives transformed if we take the share industry very serious. I stand on behalf of the people of my region to give you this firm assurance that come 2nd September to 4th September this year, we shall prepare fully to welcome all of you to Tamale, where we will have the official lunch. And you will see every indication, even as you travel to enter Tamale, that this is a ready region that you will never regret putting your investment in. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you that firm assurance that we have already started the process of sensitizing our women in the rural areas through our assembly members and some NGOs to get prepared for the launch of this program and tighten up their belts and know that the 40% share nut that they pick every year and allow the rest of the 60% to go waste will become a thing of the past. And so the women in my region see it as welcoming news, and they can already see some transformation in their lives if they take this very serious. So once more, on behalf of my regional coordinating council and on my own behalf, I want to thank all of you, especially the organizers, for organizing this forum today and extending an invitation to me to be part of it. I want to state clearly that I stand to benefit more than every other region as far as the share industry is concerned. If there is any region that want to challenge me, I can defend myself. I know Savannah will want to challenge. But the fact that you have the factories in Savannah doesn't mean that you can feed the factory. We shall feed it for you. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of you.
There is a short presentation we will do, and that presents to us. To do this for us, we would welcome to the podium Eric Banyan, the project director. Please let's put our hands together for him. This presentation is going to be a very short one, very brief one, and he is very good when it comes to doing presentations because he's also almost a PhD holder. So please, let's appreciate him.
Thank you very much. You see, when they tax you like that, you don't know whether you are able to deliver up to that point or not. Now, I also have my professor sitting here. I'm not sure whether he's going to be marking what I'm saying or he's going to be listening to say, okay, this is my student, he's doing very well. But basically, my role here is to present an overview of the sector. And I'm honorable Dr. Otto. This particular presentation is to update partners on the state of the share sector that we have. Right? the western corridors of Senegal all the way to the eastern part of Southern Sudan, covering an area of almost 12 kilometers. And in Ghana, it's predominantly found in the ecological zone of northern Ghana and the adjoining districts of Oti, Bono, East, Bono, and Ahafo. So those who are there, you'll see basically the share. And basically, it covers an area of about 77,760 square kilometers within this enclave. We can estimate almost about 9.4 million trees growing in the world. And I don't like using the word wild because they are also on family lands and people are deliberately protecting them. So we have about 9.4 million trees all over. Generally, it is described as the cocoa of the north. And for those who are very affectionate, they call it the woman's gold. And it's virtually a household name in northern Ghana. Unfortunately, and that's the sad part of it, about 5,000 hectares of Shea parklands are destroyed on an annual basis. And if you want to localize it, it's about 5 trees per community per week in the hot spot areas. And charcoal producing community. So if you are here and you are one of the charcoal users, you contribute to this particular family. Okay? And this is very alarming to have 5 trees being destroyed per week per community in the north is extremely unacceptable. Again, as earlier on, while the academicians and the researchers are still working on the gestation period of the shea tree itself. What is also very interesting is the fact that about 90% of the workforce, therefore, by touching it, you are touching almost 90% of women, and youth. Shea is one of the main things to do. So for Ghana specifically, we currently export almost about 70,000 metric tons, valued at about $112 million. And if we are just collecting 40%, we can raise this, it means we have several potential. We can actually hit $1 billion if we can get at all the other ones. About 1 million women are involved in the shea sector, laboring, and in fact, let me say, if they ever go on strike, know that the whole world is going to be affected because nobody will pick them up any longer. Again, for the shea sector for this year, the current government under his leadership, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, has given a reassurance and endorsement to develop the shea sector. And then I find myself not capable of announcing all. The director is here. He will come and give us a speech also as well. In terms of climate change, which is real in northern Ghana, shea has been noted as one of the key trees that can help address issues of climate change. So the protection of the shea parklands and all those who know of carbon is one of the good trees we can deal with. Then what is also very important is how this shea fits into 4 key things in this government. First is the government agricultural and economic transformation agenda. It addresses that very well. The president's vision on accelerating export development, it addresses that also. Again, we have the Tree Crop Development Authority. Shea fits in very well. And finally, intervening in the shea sector will contribute to several sustainable development goals, particularly 1, 5, 8, 13, and 15. So these are some of the key things that the shea sector is all about. So what definitely are we going to do within the Shea Expo? So far, there are several shea conferences in Ghana and worldwide. But we can say authoritatively that the World Shea Expo is by far one of the largest conferences that brings people all the way from the collectors to the final producers. And we have done that last year, 2024, and this year we are trying to double the numbers. So it's a large gathering, and it's a place for you to come and network. So with the endorsement of His Excellency President Mahama, we organize, and also in partnership with the PR, Presidential Initiative on Agriculture and Agribusiness, in the Office of the President, we are organizing this expo to unearth all these advantages for the country. Again, this particular landmark is purely under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. And we are hoping to bring about 8,000 individual participants across the entire value chain to the event in Tamale, September. Basically, the aim will be to drive economic growth, and bringing all these people together, we will be able to create matchmaking activities for the actors. For the objectives of the Shea Expo 2025, first of all, it will be to expand international markets and investments potential in the share sector. We are also going to use this particular platform to showcase Ghana's share quality and this capacity to the global buyers of share. Again, we want to acknowledge and celebrate the contributions of our dear women, mothers, wives, sisters, all over the share producing area, and several speakers have mentioned that already. We will also create a deeper participation for women and youth involvement in the share sector. Again, we want to promote climate smart practices and biodiversity conservation. You already know, Northern Ghana is fast becoming, in quotes, a desert, but we believe that by continuous protection and conservation of this shea tree, we can reclaim the northern part of the country. Finally, we want to facilitate business-to-business matchmaking exercises, training opportunities in terms of cosmetics formulation, and quality and standardization, as well as providing mentorship sections for our youth and women-led businesses in Northern Ghana as well. In terms of key components, you've already heard it, the event itself will take place in Tamale from September 2nd to September 4th. And basically it will consist of exhibitions, technical presentations, panel discussions, business-to-business sections, youth entrepreneurial workshops, which will involve a lot of business trainings, quality standards training, policy dialogues, as well as some field visits and sustainability practices. So let's be together and see how we can carry out these activities. In terms of our expected outcomes, we will boost the share exports for foreign earnings. 8,000 people will participate. More than 150 business-to-business linkages will be carried out. We are expecting more than 200 SMEs to be empowered through their presence. And also we will contribute significantly to the SDG 1, 5, 8, 13, and 15. And finally, we will also ensure that share parkland regeneration and conservation activities are brought to the table and discussed thoroughly and implemented fully, so that those who are probably dependent on charcoal, it's a time for us to look for alternative ways of them efficient fuel. With the 8,000, we'll cut across all the entire value chain, as I mentioned to you earlier. So in terms of sustainability focus, there has always been this question of, after the event, what next? So far, all the speakers here call on us not to have it just as an event, but as to have it as a process where we will get tangible results also for the future. 3 main sustainability measures for us. First of all, we see this as an economic empowerment opportunity because we are going to be fostering inclusive economic growth and livelihood enhancement through sustainable share industry development. Again, social inclusion, we will be promoting gender equality, community resilience, and cultural heritage within the share growing areas. Finally, for environmental perspective, the conference shares one. Let me use this to acknowledge the tremendous role being played by the Office of the President, led by Dr. Kwama Otokunu, Director for the Special Initiative for Agriculture and we have GEPA, they'll be hosting us, Exit Guarantee Bank, the Northern Development Authority, Cocoa Board is here, our partners, Shea, thank you very much. We also have the Ghana Enterprise Agency. We know you are keeping almost all the SMEs in the country. We have our Tree Crop Development Authority, also responsible for the regulations. And we cannot forget our research component. the West Africa Center for Shea Innovation and Research, housed by the University of Development Studies, Tamale. Thank you very much for all that. In conclusion, the time is now. The time is now for us to all join hands to highlight the socio-economic and environmental potential of the shea industry, encompassing the tree itself, the kernel, which most of us call the nuts, and the butter, as one of the conduit for a viable cash crop with a very strong and high potential for export, a very high potential for economic creation, employment creation, a very high opportunity for income generation, and a very good conduit for climate change mitigation elements. Let me use this opportunity to once again thank all of you for coming around. Savannah Golden Tree is championing the process, but backed by the office of the president as well. And this is an opportunity for us to develop the shea sector. You have seen the figures, you have seen the statistics. Something must be worrying you. And therefore, if something worries you, let's renew our commitment to development of the shea sector. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Tifu.
Thank you very much, Eric. Please, shall we put our hands together for him? I wasn't disappointed with the presentation he did, and I believe neither were you. Were you disappointed? No. He delivered. He has proven to us that indeed he's a PhD student. Yes, and he has already passed his Viva. Thank you very much, Mr. Eric. At this juncture, we are going to go into the unveiling of the theme and websites for this event. And to help us do that, we would invite reps from these institutions. We have PIA, that is the Presidential Initiative for Agriculture and Agribusiness. Dr. Peter Boaba Otokono, please, could you please come up stage? Please, let's put our hands together for them as an appointment. And then SGTL, Savannah Golden Tree Limited. Please let your rep be walking towards us here. And the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Exim Bank rep, Ghana Enterprise Agency rep, Cocoa Board rep, Kokoshi rep, TCDA, Tree Crops Development Authority, NDA, Northern Development Authority, Ghana Commercial Bank, NIB, DPG, UDS, and then a shea collector. One rep from the women who collect the shea.
Duly launched. So whatever you screen is what we want to show to the world, representing coming 2nd September to the 4th of September 2025. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, so I was just waiting for the theme to show up on the screens before I call the big man himself to come and deliver his speech. As it is with technology, even though we had tested it several times, you saw how it played out. And so now we have the theme on the screen, empowering women and youth-led SMEs, the role of governments and financial institutions. And so at this point, we will call on the director of the Presidential Initiative for Agriculture and Agribusiness to come and deliver a speech in line with the theme that has just been unveiled. Please, shall we put our hands together for Dr. to come and go on as we come to the podium. Thank you, sir.
Don't worry, Prince, I pardon you for struggling to mention my name. When I go to Honorable Adolf's hometown in the north, they call me Atukono. So you are excused. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, development partners here present, friends of Ghana's share industry, cherished members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of His Excellency President Dramani Mahama, I am deeply honored to welcome you to this all-important press launch of the Second World Share Expo 2025. Today's gathering marks more than the beginning of another event in our national calendar. It marks a renewed commitment to transforming the share industry into a powerful vehicle for inclusive growth, economic empowerment, and global competitiveness. This year's Share Expo is guided by a forward-looking and deeply relevant theme, as rightly unveiled, empowering women and youth-led SMEs in the share value chain, the role of government and financial institutions. The choice of this theme is both deliberate and strategic. It reflects the reality that women and the youth are not just bystanders. Over 1 million women and young people are from nut harvesting and processing to product development and marketing. And yet too many are excluded from the meaningful economic returns due to limited access to finance, weak infrastructure, and inadequate policy support. This we seek to change. The Expo is not just the largest multi-stakeholder event in this sector, but it is the single most impactful platform to bring together key players, share innovation, foster investments, and shape policies that work. Scheduled for the 2nd to the 4th of September 2025, in the vibrant city of Tamale, the Expo is being organized by the Presidential Initiatives in Agriculture and Agribusiness at the Office of the President, in partnership with Savannah Golden Trail Limited, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GEPA, Ghana Exim, Cocoa Board, the Tree Crop Development Authority, and our friends from Kokoshi. We are expecting over 8,000 participants representing women cooperatives, youth-led businesses, processors, exporters, international buyers, financial institutions, development agencies, traditional authorities, and the media. This event would include exhibitions, panel discussions, investment forum, policy dialogues, training workshops, and field visits. These programs are carefully designed to unlock new opportunities in the value chain. We are building on the momentum of the 2024 edition, which resulted in over 150 business-to-business linkages, export opportunities worth close to $1 million, and a significant progress in standards for development of the share industry. Also, we made significant progress in product packaging and cooperative strengthening. This year, we intend to double that impact. We are not just showcasing the products, we are showcasing potential. Ghana is ready to lead. In 2023, Ghana was ranked as the top global exporter of shea butter and currently producing an estimated capacity of between 130,000 to 150,000 metric tons of shea nuts annually. This is valued at some 118 million US dollars. However, as we know, and the story was earlier told, we are only able to recover 40% of this nut. That means that if we put in more effort to recover more of this nut, we would be able to significantly double, multiply these gains that we get from the shea nut. However, with the introduction of the 24-hour economic policy, we are setting a new national ambition by investing in modern processing facilities, mechanized harvesting, cold storage, and all-season logistics. We are confident Ghana can increase the shea nut production to 400,000 metric tons annually, valued at some 640 million US dollars. This is not just a projection. This is a practical possibility, backed by science, the markets, and political will. The 24-hour economy will ensure that economic activity is no longer constrained by daylight or outdated infrastructure. For the shea sector, this means increasing processing time, reduced post-harvest losses, faster market linkages, and greater employment opportunities, particularly for our women and young people. This government, under the visionary leadership of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, is not only supportive, we are driving policy, making investments, and delivering the results. One of our flagship commitments is the full revival of the Bupe Shea Processing Factory, established by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama in 2012. Once a key industrial asset for the northern Ghana, the factory was neglected for years. Today, rehabilitation efforts are underway to revamp its operation. When fully operational, it will have the capacity to process over 60,000 metric tons of shea nuts annually and can peak at 180,000 metric tons of shea nuts under a 24-hour operation. It can create 300 to 1,000 direct jobs and more than 10,000 indirect jobs. This has the potential to anchor a network of smallholder cooperatives across the 5 regions. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen of the press, at Jerigu in Tamale lies another success story of a private sector-driven woman-led share value chain agribusiness. Nuts for Growth Limited, and I see Dora here. Give a round of applause to Dora. Dora has established a Nuts for Growth factory that is processing 300 metric tons of shea nuts a day and producing high-value shea butter products for export. And she has an advanced modern technology-driven facility with an annual production capacity of 90,000 metric tons. And she can do twice of that in a 24-hour economy. The Mahama-led administration is taking bold policy steps to correct structural imbalances in the sector. By 2026, the government will implement a phased ban on the export of raw shea nuts. Ghana must move from being a raw material exporter to a nation of value-added excellence. This ban will allow local processors to expand, build capacity, and create export-ready brands that capture higher earnings in the international markets. The shea tree, which takes up to 20 years to mature, are not a renewable firewood source. No. They are a strategic national resource. Keeping the shea tree is non-negotiable. It's a necessity. And because of this, PIA, in partnership with Crop Research Institute, or Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana, shall in the coming months work to supply viable shea seedlings to grow deforestation activities. We shall also be collaborating with GEPA and the Ghana Standard Authority to roll out enforceable national standards for both shea kernels and the shea butter, so that it will be acceptable on the international market. These standards will enable the Ghanaian products to meet the requirements of premium markets across Europe and the Western world. In addition, the Mahama government shall work to provide direct support for women cooperatives, youth entrepreneurs, research institutions, and processes in the value chain to enhance our production competitiveness. This year's Expo's outcomes are expected to be significant. We anticipate empowering over 200 SMEs and youth-led businesses, generating millions in investment leads, facilitating over 150 B2B partnerships, and enhancing policy dialogues across sectors. This shall afford us the opportunity to amplify Ghana's progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals, specifically Goal 1, 5, 8, 13, and 15. These goals relate to poverty reduction, gender equality or mainstreaming, decent work, climate action, and biodiversity protection. I would like to take a moment to appreciate the exceptional leadership of the Savannah Golden Tree Limited and our institutional collaborators, GEPA, GESM, COCOSHI, COCO Board, TCDA, and so on, the Northern Regional Coordinating Council. Your dedication has brought this Expo to life, but we must go further. To the private sector, this is your opportunity to invest in a resilient, viable, and profitable industry. To our development partners, Ghana is open to collaboration. Join us in funding innovation, infrastructure, and skills development. To financial institutions, we challenge you to create innovative financial tools designed for women cooperatives and youth-led SMEs. And to the media, we encourage you to join us in telling the Ghana Share story. We should tell it very loudly, very proudly, and consistently. In conclusion, let me reiterate that President Mahama's vision is a Ghana share industry that serves as a national strategic priority. It represents our determination to build a prosperous, inclusive, and export-ready agricultural sector. The Second World Share Expo 2025 is not just a celebration, it is a platform for transformation. It is an expression of a government that is serious about industrialization, rural development, and climate-smart agriculture. So I call on all of you to join us in Tamale